Begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, and we're pleased to have on the sidelines tonight David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, since Devin Booker's been in the pros, he's been able to show his ability to create. He said at Kentucky, all I shot was catch and shoot threes. I was fitting in with my team, playing off of others. But my dad always taught me the fundamentals. I don't want to rely on one thing. Being good at everything is how you earn your spot on the floor. Kevin?
He's doing it all, DA. Thanks. And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Jay Crowder out there with DeAndre Ayton. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot. And for the Clippers, Morris is out there with Ibaka. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward.
Well, you look at the Suns going forward. They have got to believe a big part of the puzzle is DeAndre Ayton. This guy was the #1 overall pick in last year's draft.
And Booker kicks to Crowder. Free throw line jump shot. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
You have to be able to think quickly and make great decisions. The catch and shoot, Devin Booker doing work.
In the corner, George with it. There's the pass to Morris. 6 to shoot. Back to George. 3-pointer. Phoenix grabs the miss. Doris Ayton, a terrific rebounder. He can score in the paint, and of course, he is still improving.
Yeah, what you like about DeAndre Ayton, Kev, is he doesn't just rely on his God-given talent. This guy knows he needs to be more consistent with the jumper, improve his overall defensive awareness, but this guy is willing to put in the work to become a complete and great NBA player.
Here's George, following the basket by Chris Paul. And George, here we go. Bridges against Leonard. On the wing, Booker. 29 points for him last game against the Trailblazers in Portland. Excellent D there from George.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Offensive rebound, Morris. No good with the layup.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Good. Booker's got his second basket of the night.
Well, you love Crowder's willingness to distribute the basketball. His vision allows him to set his teammates beautifully.
Now, here's George. He had 15 points last outing.
Well, it can't get worse than this. 0 for 4 to start.
Booker inside, defended by George. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Here's Beverley. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Golden State. Doris, there is nothing like opening night in the NBA. Every fan base just teeming with optimism for the upcoming season.
I think all of us are just so thrilled to have NBA basketball back. There's no losses in the losing column. Everybody's happy. Let's tip it off and go.
Guys have that little step, and these first weeks of the season are always exciting.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody's bursting with enthusiasm. Players are fresh.
Now here's Paul. Inside, looking for Ibaka. He gets it there. Leonard with the ball. Bridges covering. Morris, left side. Los Angeles with another miss.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, the length of Kawhi Leonard twice on the pipes with that 7'3" wingspan.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. And not a season, Doris, that pops off the stat sheet, but a strong rookie campaign for Mikal Bridges.
You simply can't ignore the defense he brings for this team. Very refined for his experience level. Teams would love to see him grow into a third option on the offensive end with this roster. Let's see if that happens.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Phoenix also making some changes. Saric is checked in for Jay Crowder. Johnson comes in for Mikal Bridges. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Paul. Now here's Rondo. Shot clock at 6. Outside, George. Here's Ibaka. And the basket is good.
Kev, we know this about Serge Ibaka. This guy is a strong presence on the offensive glass. If you don't check him out, you're going to get hurt.
And Saric kicks to Payne. The dish to Ayton. Lays it up off the glass.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Trailing here by 8. They went to Phoenix for their last meeting with the Suns and came out with a win.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserves.
I think sometimes the bench can make or break you in a particular game, and that was a total team effort, no question.
Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Rondo passes to Ibaka. Tries again. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
A moment to check out DeAndre Ayton here. Last season, he played outstanding. 10th in field goal percentage, and he did his share on the glass, battled his way into the top 15 in rebounds per game.
And you know, back to his tremendous efficiency shooting last season, top 10 in the league, his dead-eye shooting creates so many opportunities for that offense. Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Batum comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Luke Kennard in for Serge Ibaka. And Ayton throws it down.
Well, Mr. Ayton decides, why just lay it up when you can finish with authority?
Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Johnson. Outside Rondo. Outside for Batum. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo.
Yeah, Rondo just working the ball around there. He loves finding his teammates when they're open in the sweet spots.
From the baseline. And he drops that one in. And that's now 6 points for Devin Booker. Clippers trail by 8. Outside, George. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by the Suns. Ayton's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Now George. From deep. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Phoenix Suns. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to... Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for doing, and just...
You hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits. What they like to do gives him a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, the Suns enjoying a nice lead here.
The offense firing on all cylinders. They dominated that first period.
That's exactly the start you want. You take complete command. Now you've got to maintain that focus.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade,
Take a
all
break.
fueled up
Take
and
a
ready to
break.
go. Let's reset our
Good shot.
lineups. On the court for the Suns, Johnson and Saric are the 3 and the 4. Then it's Payne. Then it's Frank Kaminsky. And it's Craig in at the 2 guard. Doris, do you think it's more challenging for superstars in smaller markets, mid-sized markets?
You know, this is such an interesting debate in a world that has become, because of social media, so much smaller. You know, I do think that certain larger markets, LA, New York, can be a blessing and a curse. It does still feel like that media scrutiny is a little bit larger. When things are going well, it's the best thing in the world. When things aren't going so well, boy, those day-by-day question after question can probably become pretty tedious. Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
Here's Saric. George with the defensive effort.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Misses from short range.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter.
He's so frustrated. Hasn't had a make all game. It's making it very difficult for them to find any success.
Craig, good.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Here's Batum. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
High post, Zubats. Goes back up. The shot, no good. The Suns go the other way with it. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip. 2 points, that one goes. Craig's got his second basket.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive.
And here is Zubats. Here's Kennard. Drops it in from 11 feet. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubats. Marcus Morris comes in for George. Leonard, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Rajon Rondo.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Great teamwork. Punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Crowder, score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
I'll tell you like the effort from Jay Crowder. He's inserting himself perfectly into the offense. What an intelligent scorer.
Out left to the wing. Here's Kennard. And he drops it in from the low post. Kennard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Ball right side. Over Beverly. And it's Phoenix scoring again. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. He kicks it to Ibaka. Here's Kennard. With the floater. He's now 2 for 3 with that miss. Paul against Ibaka. And it's Paul missing.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
Beverly dishes to Morris. Yep, that one goes. Morris has got his first basket of the night.
Well, this is the area of the floor where Marcus Morris can be a problem because of that frame and that game. Look out, gentlemen.
A minute 42 left now here in the second. 20 feet out. Again, the miss by Paul. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. 11-point game. And it's Leonard missing. For Phoenix, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Here's Paul. And Crowder slams it in.
How about the relentless effort on the backboards? Crowder utilizing his size to eat the window.
The Clippers shooting a pretty pitiful 25% in this game. Offensively, they can't get anything going. To the inside, and Ibaka slams it in.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And the Suns call time here.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
It's tough to hide your communications. Teams go to great lengths to try to do it, but sometimes to no avail.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Ayton comes in for Kaminsky, and it's Booker in for Torrey Craig.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Ball against Beverly. Out to the right wing. Here's Kennard. 5 on the clock. Morris outside. From deep three-point range. Bridges with the board. Bridges has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Ayton. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Here's Kennard. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Suns. 12 seconds left in the first half of the game. Kicks it out to Booker. It's stolen by Rondo. Now here's Batum, and the quarter ends with some stifling defense right there. And so we wrap up the first half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Out in front at the half is Phoenix. They have a 13-point lead. And over to Shaq. And that'll do it.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You kind of like what Devin Booker is doing in this one.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end, and boy, this young guy has done just that.
Patrick Beverly out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Ibaka in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Ball against Beverly. Got a piece of it, and he recovers it. On the money with the shot from the left block. 6 points for Chris Paul.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team should be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And out of Marquette, Jay Crowder, Greg, a sturdy two-way wing player.
A great system player and glue guy. He had his best years with the Celtics. On the final year of this contract, a great value considering what he brings to the table.
Here's Ibaka. George trying to break free.
And how
Baca getting off the floor for that dunk. What a great finish.
George against Booker. Ayton trying to break free. No good from Booker. Clippers trail by 13. Beverly wide open. Off target from outside. For Phoenix, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. On the wing, Booker, defended by George. Goes up the baseline. Here's Ayton. That shot, no good. AT that time from Leonard. Knocked away. Bridges with the steal. Up the floor. Here's Crowder. And Crowder slams it in.
Boy, I love the strong finish from Jay Crowder. He doesn't settle on the layup, demonstrates his impressive vertical.
Beverly deciding where to go with it. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
Here's a look at the stats for Devin Booker. Great showing for him last season. Putting in about 26 points per, 6 assists and 4 rebounds.
He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it, to me, is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Sharch checked in for Jay Crowder. Johnson comes in for Bridges. And Cameron Payne subbed in for Paul. Here's Ayton. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Beverly up top. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Ibaka nailed from three-point land.
Well, Serge Ibaka is a self-made stretch four. That guy added that dimension as his career unfolded.
Here's Ayton. Drops it in from 11 feet. Ayton's got 8 points. Of course, you and I were just talking about this as more and more players are going public with their trade requests. Do you think that's had a negative impact on the game?
Well, Kevin, I certainly think it makes long-term planning for NBA franchises a lot more difficult because contractually we are not seeing them hold true to the particular organization they may have signed that contract with. The reality is this in today's NBA. You've got to be nimble as an organization, and you have got to be attractive to them. And I mean that with great ownership, great leadership, and who are the players currently in your system. You have got to be incredibly nimble to be successful in today's NBA.
I think you're right on. And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Batum comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Zubac finds Rondo. Out to Morris. There's the three. Payne grabs the board. Payne's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Booker the pass to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
And right there you see Devin Booker's feel for the game. This guy knows exactly when to give it up.
And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. They trail by 14. The three. And again, no good by the Clippers. For Phoenix, they've gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. And it's good for 2.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And there's the call on Devin Booker. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Kennard's checked in. And Phoenix also making a switch. Torrey Craig. He's checked in for Booker. .130 left in the third. Outside, George. That shot wide open.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
Payne passes to Craig. Ayton inside. Working on Zubac. Second chance shot, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on George.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
The Suns shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Well, if it's possible for a #1 overall pick to go under the radar, then I think that's what you'd say about DeAndre Ayton last year. Doncic stole the headlines, certainly, but DeAndre Ayton had a big-time start to his career.
Ball checked in for Payne. Zubac, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Craig kicks to Saric. Passes it to Craig. Back to Saric. Clock at 6. The fadeaway. It's rebounded by Rondo.
No one near him on that one, and I'm not sure why he felt like he needed to fade away.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Craig pulls it in.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively. What a connection DeAndre Ayton has with his guys. Great timing on the alley-oop.
Here's George, and he gets it to go from the high post. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
DeAndre Ayton, he has been the guy making things. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, G.A., you know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the court for the Suns, we've got Johnson. Ayton is out there with Jay Crowder. Then it's Bridges, and it's Paul in at the point guard position. Down low, here's Leonard. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got his 3rd assist on the night. Johnson against Batum. Johnson, the pass to Paul. Johnson outside. For 3. A three-pointer is right on target. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Listen, everyone knows what kind of shooter this guy is. Just his presence on the floor creates space.
On the wing, Batum. Pass to Zubac. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Leonard against Paul. He feeds it to Crowder. Over Rondo. And it's Phoenix scoring again.
Well, you love to see Crowder active from inside. All it takes is good positioning, and he's golden.
Clippers trail by 17, and the Clippers call time here. And Jay Crowder ends every post with the hashtag, "It all started in the driveway." Of course, he knows just how far he's come.
No doubt. Jay Crowder said back then he was always the youngest guy on the court with no fouls called. That is how you develop into a competitor.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Rajon Rondo. And the ability to stretch the floor from the power forward spot, Doris, becoming almost a requirement. That's worked out well for Marcus Morris.
Boy, when he comes into the league, Kevin, 2011, he was viewed as that classic tweener. That at one point was a negative level. The game has now shifted his direction because of his versatility.
And the upside for Ayton was always present. But Doris, were you surprised at how polished he was as a rookie?
Not at all, because DeAndre Ayton has got a big-time offensive game. This guy can finish with the best in the league right at the cup. You know he's dynamic on the offensive end, and this guy's only going to add strength and get better on the defensive end.
Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
Ibaka outside. And it's Leonard, top of the key. Unloads from 13. Los Angeles with another miss. Phoenix leading by 18. Paul kicks to Ayton. Pulls up. The shot by Paul, no good.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Here's George. Lays it up and banks it in.
After being held scoreless in the first, he's turning it on here in the second.
And the Suns call time here.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, DeAndre Ayton.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
I don't think anyone in this building saw this coming. I'm sure that of the players who these fans thought would beat them, his name was not at the top of the list. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Leonard on the wing, defended by Bridges. George passes to Morris. It doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Crowder. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone. And that's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Over in the corner, Beverly. Rebound by the Suns. Ayton's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Lobs it up for Crowder, and Crowder slams it in.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Rondo against Moore. Rondo dishes to Patterson. And no good, that's out. Now the Suns take it the other way.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Suns.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance. But in particular, a real good game it was for DeAndre Ayton.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. Fires for 3, drills the three-pointer.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
Pass to Kaminsky. There's 42 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. He gets that one. And the Suns lead by 20.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
The pass to Mann. Here's Patterson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Frank Kaminsky picks one up.
Boy, when Patrick Patterson doesn't shy away from contact, he is so effective. This guy's solid at the line.
And Patterson drops them both. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the paint. The turnaround jumper. And the basket by Kaminsky.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Carter with the 3. It's good. So it's the Suns winning easily here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I don't know. It was just our defense. Obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
Well, you were a defensive team tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.